Yo, what is going on, guys? Zane here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video. Today, I bring you guys a Zane build video, and this is going to be an update to my previous build, which was a level 50 build, and this is going to be a level 53 build. I do think it's worth mentioning that this build is so good. Look, I don't even have any bonuses on my Guardian ranks. I've never redeemed any tokens, and even like that, this build absolutely shreds anything, any difficulty in the game. Slaughter Shaft, the takedown at Maliwan's black side, it's literally a breeze with this build. In my opinion, this build is the best build in the game for literally anything you want to do. So the way I'm gonna lay out this video is I'll just go through the skill trees just quickly, and then after that we'll go over some of the weapons that I recommend, the shield, the class mod, artifact, and grenade. And finally, after all of that, we'll have some gameplay in the background, and I'll be explaining each and every skill and how they synergize with each other. So before we get into the build, I do want to say that YouTube told me that 85% of the people that watch my videos are not currently subscribed. So if you enjoy my content in any way, shape, or form, and you find it helpful, informative, and you want to see more, please help me out by hitting that sub button, and don't forget to like the video as well, as it really helps me out. Anyways, ladies and gentle boys, without further ado, let's just get straight into it. So obviously we're going to start off with the skill trees, and let's go ahead and put 5 points into ready for action, 5 into brain freeze, and 1 into confident competence. Moving on to the blue tree, you want to max out violent speed, violent momentum, get 1 point into salvation, drone delivery, 2 points into cool hand, get death follows close, get 7 points into playing dirty, and then max out violent violence, and finally 1 point into good misfortune. I'll pause here for a second in case you guys want to see the skills. Moving on, you want to get 5 points into synchronicity, max out Donnybrook as well, and get 3 points into premonitions, and finally the final 3 points into borrowed time. Now, I do want to say that you do not need these points here. If you don't care about extra magazine size, you can always put them back into another point into salvation in case you need to survive a little more, or you can put them into cool hand to reload faster. It's completely up to you. I just really like having a bigger magazine size on all my weapons. It gives me like 2 more shots on my Maggie and like 20 more shots on my redistributor, so that's why I take this skill. Now let's get into the weapons. What you want to take is any weapon that's decent that gives you 100% bonus cryo damage when using Sentinel. The reason is because with this build, your Sentinel is going to be active all the time. In case you guys didn't know, the best bonus to get is elemental damage, so the fact that you're getting 100% extra cryo damage while Sentinel is active is absolutely incredible. As you can see, I have a Maggie, I also have a Carrier, I also have a Flacker, I have a Brainstormer, I have a Conference Call, so many weapons that you can get with that anointment that you absolutely need for this build because it's just going to make your life so much easier. Now, I do want to point out that it doesn't matter if your weapons are still level 50, do not throw them away as they're still viable, they're still very good, and can definitely steamroll through level 53 enemies. Now, the only exception that I have here is my redistributor. Unfortunately, I have not gotten a Sentinel Cryo redistributor, but I do have this one that gives me bonus corrosive damage on action skill end, and it's just really good overall for the raid. Next, let's talk about the shield. You can literally take any shield of your liking. I would recommend either the Transformer or the Bandicitorac, completely your choice. You do want to take this anointment though. While Sentinel is active, movement speed is increased by 50%, and like I already explained, your Sentinel is going to be active all the time. And now I get to explain why it's going to be up all the time. Because of this class mod right here. With this class mod, whenever you do damage to an enemy, there's a chance that you automatically activate all of your kill skills. Now, normally kill skills are activated when killing enemies, but with the Seeing Dead class mod, all you have to do is do damage. And additionally, every kill skill gets a 25% increase in its effect bonus. So what this is essentially going to do is always activate a skill called Good Misfortune. And with Good Misfortune, your action skill duration is increased whenever you kill an enemy, but thanks to Seeing Dead once again, all you have to do is damage enemies, so basically Good Misfortune will constantly be proccing, giving you literally infinite action skill duration. And this goes for every other kill skill that we have. We have Violent Violence, Playing Dirty, Cool Hand, Violent Speed, Salvation, and Donnybrook, which will all be activated thanks to Seeing Dead simply by doing damage to enemies. Now, the way I would recommend for these points to be distributed is to get 2 points onto Playing Dirty and 3 into Donnybrook. That would be the best for the maximum damage, but unfortunately for me, I have to resort to this one, which is absolutely fine because this build is just insane. There's some things that you don't even need, and it's just basically overkill. This build is insanely good. And now for the grenade, you can look for any grenade that you like as long as you have this anointment on grenade thrown. Weapon, grenade, and action skill damage are increased by 25% for 6 seconds. Now, since you're not throwing grenades, you're gonna have to rely on drone delivery for those grenade throws, but every time your drone drops a grenade, you will get these bonuses. And finally, let's talk about the class mod. You're gonna want a Victory Rush artifact, and as long as you get Snowdrift or Icebreaker, it's completely up to you. I use Snowdrift for the raid just because I got so used to running around faster, and whenever I'm not using Snowdrift, I feel like a turtle. So you can use Snowdrift or you can use the Icebreaker because we are actually using a skill that freezes enemies called Brain Freeze. And every time we freeze enemies, the Icebreaker artifact is going to absolutely destroy them. Now let's get into explaining all the skills here, starting with Synchronicity and Donnybrook. These two skills are going to give you a huge boost of damage. With Synchronicity, we are getting 20% extra gun damage for every active action skill. In this case, there will be giving us 40% gun damage. And Donnybrook is a kill skill that will give us 20% gun damage and some health regen. This can actually stack twice, so we're gonna get up to 54% gun damage with Donnybrook. So basically, these two skills combined give us an extra 94% gun damage, which is absolutely huge. Next, we have Ready for Action and Confident Competence. Both of these skills are part of the Undercover skill tree, which is a green tree. With Ready for Action, our shields will gain increased recharge rate and a shorter recharge delay. So in essence, it will help our shield reach maximum capacity as quickly as possible after taking any sort of damage. This in turn helps Confident Competence, which with this skill, it increases our gun damage based on the amount of shields that we have. So having a quick shield recharge rate and delay will allow us to get the benefit of Confident Competence more frequently. Moving on, we have Brain Freeze. This skill will help us freeze enemies. Whenever you hit critical hits, there will be a chance for slowing down the target, and it will keep stacking until you freeze an enemy. Using high fire rate weapons with this skill can help you freeze enemies with relative ease, and you can also combine this skill with an Icebreaker artifact, which I already explained will give you more damage to frozen targets. Next up, we have Violent Speed and Violent Momentum. These two skills go hand in hand as one is going to boost the other. With Violent Speed, this is a kill skill that after you kill an enemy, but in this case with Seeing Dead class mod, all you have to do is damage enemies like we already explained. So once activated, this will increase your movement speed for a few seconds, and this effect actually stacks twice, meaning that you'll get a 60% increase to your movement speed. And with Violent Momentum, the faster you move, the more damage you will do. So essentially, having these two skills will dramatically increase your damage when they are combined. Next, we have Drone Delivery. This skill will allow us to throw our grenades with the on grenade thrown anointment. Our Sentinel drone will drop a grenade every 15 seconds, so we can constantly get that increase in damage. We also have Cool Hand and Premonitions. These two skills have to do with our magazines. Premonitions will give us 25% increase to our magazine size, and Cool Hand is a kill skill that will increase our reload speed for 15 seconds after getting a kill, and it can actually stack twice. These two skills will help us maintain that DPS, thus allowing us to keep our action skills up forever. Next, we have Salvation. This skill will give us permanent lifesteal as long as we're dealing damage. It is a kill skill, so like I said, seeing dead, as long as you're doing damage, this will be active. So just literally just by dealing damage the whole time, you'll be getting lifesteal the whole time. So if you play it right, you can actually stay alive through literally anything. Moving on, we have Violent Violence and Playing Dirty. These two skills are also going to help with maintaining our action skill uptime. Violent Violence is a kill skill that increases our fire rate by 23% and has the ability to stack twice, giving us a 46% increase in fire rate. And Playing Dirty will allow us to shoot an additional projectile with every single shot. As long as you have at least 7 points into this skill, every single shot is basically going to do double the damage. Next, we have Death Follows Close. This skill is going to buff all of our current kill skills, giving us more effectiveness and longer durations. You cannot go wrong with this skill, and it is absolutely necessary for this build to work as intended. And finally, we have Good Misfortune and Borrowed Time. These two skills are extremely important for action skill uptime. They are probably the most important for that. With Borrowed Time, you are going to increase your action skill duration by 18% for every active action skill. So basically that'll be a 36% increase in duration, and it'll serve as a failsafe in case we don't have any enemies around to proc Good Misfortune. It will give you just enough time to reach the next area of the map to keep your action skills up for as long as possible. And Good Misfortune is basically the main skill of this build. This is another kill skill that will increase your action skill duration for as long as you get kills. But like we already explained at the start of the video, with the Seeing Dead class mod, all it takes is doing damage to enemies. So as long as you keep doing consistent damage, our action skills will have unlimited durations. In case you guys didn't know, the two best weapons to use in order to keep doing that consistent damage are the Brainstormer and the Redistributor. With those two weapons, you're never gonna run out of action skill uptime as long as you have a bunch of enemies grouped up together. And even if there's no enemies grouped up together, if you stop doing sufficient damage due to the lack of enemies, we still have Borrowed Time. This Borrowed Time is basically going to give us enough time to maintain our action skill duration up. So anyways guys, that is the build. That is the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. If you guys find this video helpful or informative in any way, don't forget to hit that like button for me and subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.